Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a step-by-step guide on how to set up for a Great One Grey Wolf grind here on Yukon Valley. This guide will also be covering how to set up for pack management, but it won't be the main focus. Guys, let me know in the comments what your favorite Great One Grey Wolf variant is, and with that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So for a basic overview, the Grey Wolf is a Class 6 species that will max at 9 Legendary and at 10 Fabled. They have a max weight estimate of 67 to 80 kilograms and will make Diamond at a trophy rating of 39 exactly. They have a drink time of 0 to 300, which means you will be grinding them at night, and they are an animal that has herd respawn mechanics, which means if you shoot males out of a pack, they should respawn in that same pack, with the exception of the solos. For your loadout, you're going to want to be carrying something that will cover Class 6 species, and my suggestions for ethical calibers would have to be either the Zarza 308 or the Malmer 7mm, which packs more of a punch than the 308 but has less rounds. I would choose the Zarza over the Malmer simply because it has a faster fire rate and bigger magazine size. However, the Malmer is pretty powerful, which makes it a good option to carry with the Zarza if you want only ethical weapons in your loadout. Now, if you don't care about ethically harvesting non-trophy wolves, I would suggest using the Arzina 300 AR. It is a powerful caliber that has a 5 round ammo capacity. Just know that if you use this weapon, you will not pass the harvest check and will ruin any trophy wolf that you take with it. I would also suggest bringing the Virant 22 LR in case you need to use the 22 trick to reposition your wolves for better shot opportunities. You will also want to be bringing the Gen 0 Night Vision rangefinder binoculars so that you can see them, because we will be hunting the Grey Wolves at night. And you can also bring a night vision scope if you need. I suggest using the Angler because this night vision scope is much better than the Gen 0. The Grey Wolf also has a couple of viable collars, that being the Fox Pro electronic collar. This is the collar I would recommend you bringing. Also the Predator Distress Fawn collar and the Jackrabbit collar. You can bring these if you want to have a collar in your inventory that weighs less than the Fox Pro, because you should be able to carry all 4 of these weapons if you need. The sights that you need, the lures that you need, and the binoculars that you need in this entire loadout if you are not carrying tents and tripods. So that covers what we will be using for the Grey Wolves. Now moving on to the best map and hotspots. Grey Wolves can be found on 3 maps currently in game, those being Medved Taiga, Yukon Valley, and Ski Ridge. Without a doubt, Yukon will be the best map to grind for the Great One Grey Wolf. Now this is due to a variety of factors, the main reason being that wolves do not drink map wide, and because of this they will have less zones for you to discover. Also, an added bonus is that the visibility on Yukon is pretty decent. It always seems to be snowing at night, so finding the wolves honestly isn't that much of a challenge here. The major downside would have to be the large bodies of water that you have to go around to discover their drink zones. However, there was only one lake that really gave me any trouble, that being Copperbowl Lake. This is simply due to its large size, and it has very poor visibility in most places, and also the terrain around it makes it difficult to place tents in decent places. Another thing that I would like to note about Yukon Valley compared to other maps is that it seems like the packs are way more concentrated on this map than other places, and you can see multiple packs from the same zones in a lot of places. Now moving on to the hotspots. Here's the hotspot maps of everywhere that you can find the Grey Wolves on Yukon Valley. While searching your map, I recommend running all of the locations at least twice to find all of your zones, and this is mainly for if you're herd managing. If you are not going to be herd managing, then I don't think that it's essential to find all of your zones, but I would still recommend doing it. I would also recommend setting the time to 1:30 or 2 in the morning just to make sure that the wolves are in their zones whenever you begin looking, because I have noticed when hunting them that they don't like to show up to their zones on time. So setting the time a little bit later than you normally would might be the best option to find all of your wolves. Now moving on to herd management. Grey Wolves are a species that max at 9 Legendary, which means when setting up for herd management, you would ideally want most of the males on your maps in exterior zones to be level 4s and below. However, you can definitely leave level 5s if you don't want to go as extreme. I feel like it works about the same. The best thing about this grind is that most packs have more than 2 males, so you will be actively managing down your map from using your main zones, which is a huge plus. You want to have 2 shooter males in your main zones at all times and have the other males in the pack to be level 4s and below. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to shoot more than 2 males from a pack and have them respawn in the same place, but I would still only recommend you to shoot 2 males out of a pack at a time to help with the consistency of your respawns. As for solos, I would leave all males that are level 5 and below. You can also leave some level 6s if you aren't going as extreme with herd management, but you will want to shoot and target all level 7s and above, especially max weight estimates. Now, if you're not worried about herd management, I would suggest you leave all solos alone and unclaimed if you do happen to kill one, just to make sure that your great one doesn't respawn as a solo and jump to somewhere that you are unlikely to find it. Only focus on setting up on packs and shoot 2 males out of each pack per rotation. Now moving on to some general questions. Some more general information that you should know about setting up the wolf grind is that you will want to make sure not to shoot any females. Shooting females really serves you no purpose in helping you spawn a great one, and I personally believe that it could potentially break up your zones if you do. Overall, I would just stay away from shooting females entirely. Another thing that I would like to mention is that you will want to be claiming all of your kills to spawn your wolf great one. A great one cannot spawn off of any animal that you did not claim. Make sure to stay away though from claiming solos, since they like to jump from place to place and do not respawn in the same areas consistently. Another piece of advice that I would like to give you guys is if you are noticing later in your grind that your wolves aren't respawning properly, this could mean you're not killing enough per rotation or you're completing your runs too quickly. I would suggest walking to claim your kills to help with the respawn timer instead of using pickup tents right out of the gate and attempting to incorporate more zones into your runs, since it seems that killing more of a species helps push out their respawns quicker. I also always see a lot of questions about what a main zone and an exterior zone should be. The best advice that I could give you is to use all 16 of your tents when setting up, and rotating all of them like you would a main zone. If you notice that some zones are inconsistent or the wolves like to be in difficult to see areas, I would prioritize shooting every male in those packs down to level 4s or 5s and picking up your tent to move to another pack once that's done. You want to keep zones that have consistent respawns, good visibility, and are in areas that you can shoot more than one pack at the same time as your main zones. Now that we've gone over all of that information, let's go ahead and find some zones on my Yukon. And right here we do have wolves drinking. So I'm seeing a 6, a 5, and a 5. So there are, I believe, 3 males in this pack. So this is definitely a pack that you're going to want to set up on. And dang, I have more coming in. Oh my goodness. So this might be a prime zone to set up on, depending on where they go. That's an 8. And if you run into a situation like this, you just kind of want to keep watch where these guys are going. See if their drink zone's going to be anywhere near you. I imagine it shouldn't be too far. They'll probably go drink somewhere up here. But we've got a zone right there. It's about 300 out. We could go ahead and set up a tent right here just as soon as these guys get into their zone. Okay, so it looks like they're actually going to drink right here, and this is going to work out perfectly because this is 2 pretty decent sized zones very close to each other. I believe this zone has 2 6s, an 8, and a 7, so that's 4 males. And then this zone has 3 males in it, so this is going to be a prime spot to set up on. Okay, so I'm about 250 out. That shouldn't have spooked them. It might have, no. And this is going to be probably one of my main zones just because of the amount of male wolves that are here. And yeah, so what you're going to want to do is whenever you find a zone like this, set up a tent about 250 away, put a tripod down where you can see both zones easily. And surprisingly, that didn't spook them. So we're 200 out from this one and about 250 out from that one. I don't know if shooting here is going to spook those, so I'm going to see. What I'm going to go ahead and do is take the bigger ones out first, I think. So we've got that 8 and that 7 right there, so he's drinking. And usually what you want to do is only take out 2 from a herd at one time. So those ones did flee. So what I might want to do is set up my tripod just a little bit further away from them because I believe if I get like 300 away from these guys, then when I shoot this, they won't spook. And here we have our 2 wolves that we shot. Our level 8 didn't get full score for it. It's actually a pretty decent one, but shot him with the 300, which is going to be my main gun that I use to grind with. Where did that other one go? There he is. And our nice level 7. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to do pack management. So I'm going to want to get 2 of the males in this group down to either level 5s or level 4s. And then have 2 shooter wolves that I rotate out of this zone consistently. Okay, and getting back over to the zone, I since moved my tripod, hopefully to not spook this group or make them alert whenever I shoot over this way. So I'm actually going to test that now, not killing any wolves, just to let the other 2 males respawn there. So that should make them flee. And those guys over there are still calm. Some are attentive. So I guess what I want to do is take out the 6 for sure. And he's right there. And he's just grouped up with that 5. So that'll be perfect. So we'll take both of them down right there. And they both died. So now whenever I shoot that zone over there, it shouldn't spook these guys. And we're getting up to both of our wolves right there. Nice little level 5. And I don't exactly know where the level 6 got off to. He didn't run far. You want to make sure that you are claiming your kills to get this great one to spawn. So this will be a great main zone, being able to hit both of these gigantic packs at once. So I'm going to continue looking for more zones around these swamps. It's looking like Yukon is going to be a great place for the wolf grind. That's literally a rare. That's a rare right there. That's 100% a rare. Oh my goodness. So I was just coming back here. I have been setting up everywhere and I've placed some tents down at some good wolf zones. And I saw that I could hit 2 zones in this one spot. And I didn't see what was in this zone at first. But that right there has got to be a rare wolf. It looks much lighter than the rest. That might be an egg white. That's so cool. Egg white wolf while setting up our wolf grind on Yukon. I just shot some wolves out of this zone. I killed 2 6s here. And right there is a rare wolf. Very nice. I'm gonna let him lift up his head. So that should be him down, and we hit the other wolf. I don't know how good we hit it. But our rare is going down. And that guy might take a while to die, but that's okay. That's really cool. I wonder if it was an egg white. Yeah, that's definitely gotta be an egg white. 100%. Let's go ahead and pick this guy up. Yeah. Level 7 egg white. Almost shot a little bit too high, but that is very nice. This is my first look at the new egg whites for them. They look much better than their previous models. What a nice little find out here on Yukon while setting up for the grind.